Hello. Wait. My dog showed up because I clapped. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? Why are you clapping? Hello, YouTube. Today is gonna be the third game that I commentate because I messed up my audio in OBS, so all of my VODs are muted. Today might be one of the best games that I've ever played. I did a very small mistakes that ended up making this game not that clean. However, I'm very proud of some of my movement in this game that I'm gonna show you when it happens. And yeah, I'm playing in the Jace matchup this game against a challenger Jace. So I'm actually
Never underestimate the power of...
I'm actually playing the Jace matchup, and I'm playing against a challenger Jace player, Mr. Lundorf. Quite good at the video game. Here, first things to notice, he is attacking the wave a lot, which is because he wants to get level 2. So I'm also attacking the wave. When I know that I can't auto-attack the melees, I try to auto-attack the range minions. Here, he uses his Q. I actually space away from him so that he can't land... I space away from him so that he doesn't land an auto, and then I actually get an auto onto him. He goes into melee form to proc... to hammer me in my face. I go a bit too early into this bush trying to drop minion aggro. I could have actually landed another auto onto him. However, dodges Q. And I think I get a really nice auto attack onto him in a second. One of the things that I'm proud of this game is how good my spacing is and how good I am at auto attacking him at times when it's difficult. Because like, already a lot of you... Yeah, here he wants to go for that minion, but I insist on queuing him. He tries to, maybe if I go back and forth, I can get this minion, but nope. He at least has to eat one blind to the face. I know that he's gonna go for an EQ. That's a Twitch sub alert, by the way. Thank these guys for funding this free YouTube content. I know that he's gonna go for an EQ on the minions, an enhanced Q essentially, because they were also low. So I walked back. I'm still throwing Qs onto him on cooldown. At this point, since his mana is so low, like you're like, oh Alan, weren't you pushing blind the entire time? I'm kind of confident in 1v2ing, honestly. With that HP threshold, I'm trying to bait him into using his hammer form without getting hit by it, but I ended up not spacing far enough back. Now he's in a kinda rough spot, mostly because he will be forced to TP very soon. I'm like, you could be like, Alan, just let him push in, right? However, what's gonna happen is he's gonna push this whole wave, and then he will recall, have a better base, and I will be struggling because you're thinking, oh Alan, you're gonna freeze. Well, he's gonna come back with an item advantage. He's just gonna break my freeze, force it to break. So I'd much rather keep the amount of minion at least even, so that if he ever TPs, I can push the minion wave in and also base. So here, he bases. I usually measure their gold on my gold, so I see 600 gold. He probably can't buy anything good, which is really annoying for Jace because he really likes like bases where you can buy tier and the longsword or tier and the coal, but those are starting 700 gold. So he was forced to just buy no magic mantle, which basically kills a lot of his threat. Of course, Hex Drinker is extremely annoying to fight against, but I'm not really scared of null magic. I buy coal. First of all, 80 damage when he buys null magic kind of makes sense. Second of all, I'm confident in my spacing here. And I don't really have anything good to buy with 500 gold and boots. So with an early base, I might as well buy coal. Okay, run back to lane, start CSing, start slow pushing the next wave. Everything standard. Maxing E this game. Mostly because you never want to Q max when the enemy goes MR. Because your Q isn't gonna deal that much damage and the increased mana costs are gonna drive you At that point, you might as well have E for extended trades and for like one auto attack and run back kind of trades. There's no reason for me to hard push this, so I tried to slow push. However, those 2 melee minions survived. That's lucky for him. Like, you might think, oh, that's only 2 melee minions. Well, that's 40 gold. Like, 40 gold is a lot of gold to me. So the fact that they don't die to my minions and he gets them is upsetting to me, but nothing too major. I could have actually slow pushed this wave as well, but I think I wanted to push it to get 6 early and to be able to secure some vision. I do the shroom that I mentioned in my guide. And I would have had a slow push, but he actually pulls the wave into his tower. Yeah, for example, here landing those 2 auto attacks and the Q without getting hit by a hammer from Q, it's a very tight window. And I essentially got free damage onto him without him being able to trade back, because he has to focus on the CS whenever you're pushing. That's one of the reasons why always pushing is so good. I don't even mind getting hit by the enhanced Q, because I've got Cool gives me 3 HP with every auto attack, and I've got fleet footwork. So since he's not buying AD, he's buying MR. It doesn't hurt as much as it usually does. And yeah, I'm confident in my spacing. I know that I can make him waste even more Qs, but for that I need unpredictable movement. Yeah, he wasted again. There, if I could have gotten a pretty easy auto attack onto him, but instead I thought that I'd shroom and then again, very nice Q dodge, very nice auto attack when he goes for the minion. Yeah, I shroomed the wave, which was a mistake. I thought maybe after he hammer forms I can hit him with the shroom, but still, like, he uses so much mana. He still has 3 cookies. I actually thought it would be a fleet proc. I was a bit surprised when that happened. Yeah, now he has no mana. I'm still healing up. And there's not really that much more than I can do. I still think like I'm in a really good spot. I have 10 CS per minute. He has no pressure onto me. I essentially always had prio for my jungler to do things if he wanted to. Here, I actually ended up blinding a minion and throwing the shroom too late. If I blind him and throw the shroom here, there's a chance that it explodes on this minion and he might actually die there. So that was a really silly mistake. But still, as I always say, between 6 minutes and 6:30, a plan spawns. So I'm always pushing from like level 5 to level 7. Because I'm gonna grab the fruit and I'm gonna have a winning lane state here. I come back to lane, now I've got HP and mana advantage. He is completely doomed. So he is doomed now. I'm actually threatening to dive him. So the longer I keep him in the lane, in the state where he has no mana, the better for me. Because it just means free CS for me and harass plus plates under the tower. He doesn't have TP though, so he doesn't want a base if I have minions pushing in. Now I cancel my auto attack here. I cancel another auto attack here, but not as a... Yeah. I didn't cancel them as a mistake, but to bait him into going in on me and to... Oh god. Yeah, to bait him to use all of his spells so that then I can kill him. However, he just levels up. I thought he dies, but he gets level 8 off the minion. I guess I could have known that. That was a mistake by me. And here I could flash onto him, but I do it too late. I can tell you actually the exact moment when I can still flash, since I see that he has flash here, right? To kill him. I mean, even there I could have flashed like over here and killed him, but I don't know. Like, at that moment, I don't know exactly where Talia is, so I don't want to flash that far forward. But, like, here where I check tab, like, I think that he's dead, right? Like, here I can just flash, auto-attack him, and run out. Flash over here, auto-attack him. But I'm like, oh, what? This guy's alive? And then, at that point, it's already too late. I could have killed him. Kind of a tragedy. I had 2 flash angles. In the end, I used flash, and he doesn't die, which is... Again, a tragedy. He should have died. I push the wave in. I see that the next plate is too far away. I base. But he ends up being able to get his TP out, and then he wants to cancel my base, but he just barely misses. So at the end of the day, I could have killed him, but because of a level up and a failed flash, barely don't do it, and then he misses this. So according to karmic duty, we are now even. That's not... I mean, it is a misplay by him, but like, we both do very, very small mistakes. I still think it's better... I still think the way I'm playing it is really well, because I got the second TP out, I prior the entire game, and like, Jace is supposed to have pressure on Teemo early. Instead, I'm dodging most of his EQs, I have really good CS, I was threatening a plate, but I actually lost the plate while going for the honey fruit in the river. Which is unfortunate, but it's also just whatever. I go secure the Herald. Fun fact, if you attack the Herald once, you get a stack of Legend Alacrity, the thing that gives you attack speed. Here I harass him, Z, to force him to base so that he can't pressure my mid lane no more, because he would be in lethal range. Yeah, I'm chatting with the Vigo here. And not the Vigo, the Jace. And I say to him that I'm gapping him, and I do think I'm gapping him. I'm in such a good spot. I'm eating everything that he has. But he ends up overstepping, walking into my shroom because he wants the plate. And I end up punishing him for it, chasing him really, really hard. Right, I'm buying cool, but that doesn't mean that I need to play defensive. I know that he used TP, so at this point I can go for a plate. But I'm playing really well, however, because of my failed flash and small oopsies, I end up losing one plate and he gets one more plate, so he is less behind than he should be still. I think this is a really good performance by me. At this point I can't get another plate, I need to base and buy Riftmaker components, because if I want to go Nasha and Riftmaker this game, Nasha just kind of means that I can die, I feel like. If he just stops taking trades and throwing EQs onto me, I could die. So at this point I might as well just go Riftmaker, that way I can never die and I still win every trade. I see Jace in the mid lane, I hard push it out. Especially since I want another plate. Dodge another EQ like a beast. This trade is always worth it for me because I've got Riftmaker. Then he walks into a strategically placed shroom, and with good kiting, fleet footwork HP, a good shroom, and an EQ. I think even if he doesn't hammer form onto me, he still dies. I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah, he ends up dying, I get another plate. And at this point I'm kind of really far ahead, so before I base, I might as well deal as much damage to him as possible. I know that my level 11 shroom is gonna kill him. Here he actually has a ward in the bush, which I wasn't aware of. However, due to his Q cooldown, I end up getting the base off. Even if he cancels it, it doesn't matter. Here, I usually buy Fiendish Gondix, but like the 5 seconds that I'm out earlier, like the 3 seconds, are actually relevant for me, so I run back to lane as fast as possible. It ends up not being relevant, but I hate missing CS because I might be too slow. So at this point, 4 plates, 2 kills, 10 CS per minute, securing Herald, harassing Zed away from the wave. I'm completely 1v9, and this Jace is getting gapped, even though it doesn't look like he's doing too poorly. At this point, my plan is mostly to just slowly build up vision in the enemy jungle and getting the tier 2 bot lane. My Alistair gets engaged on, but I'm like, I want this red buff. I want this red buff. I want this red buff. Once I have the red buff, I'm like, okay, fuck it. Let me join this fight, fine. But it is a 4v3, so I don't commit any further. I know that Kai'Sa has no threat onto me though. So they use like 3 pink wards here. Just due to my shrooms. Which I clear, and we kind of get a significant gold advantage just from clearing those up. Luckily enough, get the cannon. I'm maxing W here second, even though Q is good against Kai'Sa, right? I'm not playing against Kai'Sa, and W is gonna give me more chase potential. Gonna allow me to move faster on the map. Gonna allow me to run from Taliyah. Here I'm trying to maneuver my team so that LeBlanc matches Zed and Ezreal stays mid lane. They go for a random fight. Don't know what happens. I'm just playing side lane. I'm like, I don't want to join this fight. By the time I join, who knows what will happen, but at some point I'm like, oh, okay, I can't kill this tier 2. And I'm actually feeling extremely strong. I say I can 1v4. And I actually can 1v4. I'm just so strong. All I need is for my team to provide basic... yeah. Basic assistance here. I'm thinking that Zed is gonna die to my E plus Ignite plus red buff. However, I'm pretty sure Hydra gives Omnivamp, so he throws the Q on the Raptor camp, and he ends up surviving. Also, I thought that Kai'Sa would just die to Viego, so... yeah. Viego dies. I'm sorry, Viego. Here, I should probably be basing, but I take another wave. I'm off tempo with the rest of my team, but... at this point, right, I feel so strong, right? I still have flash, I have stopwatch, I'm like, I can't really die here. But what ends up happening, I'm like, I'm gonna chase you, and if Kai'Sa comes, I'm just gonna 1v2 you guys. But then, oops. This was probably my last moment to like flash over here. But at this point, I'm like, what if my flash isn't long enough? What if I flash too late? I don't wanna die and lose my flash. And yeah, Taliyah is a super heavy Teemo counter. Despite my Riftmaker, she fucking one-shots me. Such a strong champion. I end up giving her a 1k shutdown, and that's like, I think the only major mistake that I do this game. I actually say in the VOD how my one responsibility is not to die, and I end up dying. So that really sucks. I believe you even see Taliyah on the minimap, even though once again, like, I'm commentating this and I didn't even see Taliyah. But I could have deduced that she's there. Nice fleet footwork by the LeBlanc. Once again, I'm like, just go in. I can actually 1v4. Once Taliyah isn't in the fight, it's so easy. I still have my stopwatch. I actually meant to press... I mean, I guess that's the second major mistake, but it doesn't have a lot of repercussions. I meant to take a bot. Ended up stopwatching. Oops. Sorry, my bad. Here we get a catch on Taliyah, and I think that Zed and Kai'Sa on their attempt to save the Baron are gonna walk through mid lane, so that's why I was sitting invisible there, but they don't. At this point, I see that they don't contest Baron, so while my team is taking Baron, I don't want Zed to just get our tier 2 bot lane for free, so that's where I rotate. I'm once again kind of off tempo with my team, because the wave is already pushing while my team is basing. I mostly did this to just get as much gold as possible before my base, but in terms of tempo, it's kind of bad that I push this wave. Because, like, if you guys are confused about what tempo means, it's just if I recalled earlier, I would be there with my mini wave. It's running bot lane right now. So I could be buffing it up. And I wouldn't have the Amp Tome, but I could be contesting the Zed right now. Also, if I had tempo, I would have seen or like shroomed. By the way, nice dodge. Would have seen or shroomed the Taliyah damage. Not the damage. The Taliyah. And then what's about to happen wouldn't happen. So yeah. Yeah, and this is what tempo means. My team is pushing, but my wave isn't in place because I had to base. I'm kind of like, well, obviously they will base, because like Zed and Taliyah will base, fight here, and then rotate to defend the tier 2 because my tempo's off. She actually stays, which is crazy. I have some nasty movement here. I force her to use her ult, because like, right, else I just run out. And then with Fleet Footwork, Shrooms, Riftmaker, I barely stay alive. Then use my stopwatch. She would have actually died to EN poison, but she also has a stopwatch and she lives. So this is basically all a result of greeding for one more wave and having bad tempo. So that's probably... I wouldn't say the stopwatch was a major mistake. I think that was a major mistake. So like I had 3 major mistakes. It's not recognizing the Jace level up to level 8. It's not recognizing that Talia would be at the Skull Crab and being too confident. And then it's pushing one more wave too much and having bad tempo. So even though this is, in my opinion, a pretty good or very, very good game that I played, I think the YouTube title is gonna be like one of the best games I've ever played. And at the time it felt like it. I am making some pretty egregious mistakes. Once again, I still feel like I'm God, because like as long as Talia isn't alive, I kill everyone. So I just take the Hextech Gate without any fear. We push in bot lane. And then I just want to go for Dragon, but I think my team wants to go for more. Nope. My team goes for Dragon. I just push out another wave. And at this point, I'm not sure what to do. For Morello, I need another 1k gold. And then Magi, I don't really want to buy. So I end up just joining a random team fight. The important part is joining with a random team fight after you push, right? I made sure to push first and then join. I mean, I'm kind of helping us get control over the map. However, it's a 45, they're all backing off. At this point, there's no point. At this point, there's no point in pushing further, so I just go back bot lane. And I walk a pretty aggressive path, but because I know that they all ran like this to back off, I'm pretty safe in playing pretty aggressively here. This is a very useful shroom. Most people forget that it's possible. Also because I literally just walked past here, they didn't realize that it was even possible. I flash over because at this point I'm like, okay, we're probably gonna end the game on this push. I'm not even sure how LeBlanc dies, but I'm just running at everyone. I'm kind of immortal with Fleet Footwork and Riftmaker. And I'm not sure if we end here. I think we do, because it's only 2 more people up. Yeah. We just push the waves and we end. So, in my opinion, 3 big mistakes. I mentioned them. Level 8, Skull Crab, bad tempo. But I was so strong this game. I played the laning phase overall really, really well. And I'm proud of this game. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you saw how you can win the Jace matchup, even if it's a challenger. And that's the game that took me to 1400 LP. Thanks for watching. And yeah, I exist twice. Bye bye.
Never underestimate the power of the Scout's Code. 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 2, 3, Scout's Code. Code. 2, 3, 4. Yes, sir.